Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Our course material is also available for Hindi medium students. If you know a learner from Hindi medium, please share it with them. Chapter 1, The Indian Constitution. Have you ever wondered, why do we need a constitution? How did we get the constitution written or who wrote it? In this chapter, we will discuss both these issues, and also look at the key features of the Indian Constitution. Today, most countries in the world have a constitution. The constitution serves several purposes. First, it lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in, by laying our basic fundamental rights. A country is usually made up of different communities of people who share certain beliefs. A constitution helps serve as a set of rules and principles that all people in a country can agree upon, so that the country can be governed easily. This includes not only the type of government, but also an agreement on certain ideals that they all believe. For example, our neighboring country Nepal experienced certain incidents in its recent history. As per the Constitution of 1990, Nepal was a monarchy country and was governed by a king. Birendra Bir Bikram Shahdev served as the last king of Nepal. People's movement in Nepal fought for several decades, and finally in 2006 they successfully put an end to king's rule. In 2015, people of Nepal wrote a new constitution to establish Nepal as a democratic country. The second important purpose of the constitution is to define the nature of a country's political system. For example, when Nepal was a monarchy, the constitution stated that the country was to be ruled by the king and his council ministers. Whereas, in the democratic system of the government, the constitution lays out important guidelines that govern the decision-making in the country. In a democracy, political leaders are chosen by the people of the country. However, the democratic election of leaders comes with the possibility that leaders may misuse their authority, that can result in injustice to others. Third purpose of constitution says that any group in majority should not use its powers against any people or groups in minority. This can be referred as one community dominating another community, or members of one community dominating the members of the same community. The constitution ensures that minority is not excluded from anything that is available to majority groups. The fourth reason of why should we need a constitution is to save us from ourselves. The constitution helps us to protect us against certain decisions that could have an adverse effect on the larger principles that the country believes in. For example, some people may think that political parties are filled with irregularities, and hence we need a dictator to take charge of the nation. These people may not realize that dictatorship will go against all of their democratic interests. Hence, constitution does not easily allow to change its basic structure and overthrow provisions that promises citizens to protect their freedom. Indian constitution guarantees the right to equality and states that no citizen can be discriminated on the grounds of religion, race, caste, gender and place of birth. The Indian Constitution. The Constitution of India was adopted on November 26, 1949, and came into force on January 26, 1950. Hence every year, on January 26, we celebrate the Republic Day. However, the Constitution was not written in one day. It was done by a group of 300 members of the Constituent Assembly who drafted the Constitution in 3 years. The assembly was headed by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who is also known as the father of the Indian Constitution. He believed that his participation in the Constituent Assembly helped the scheduled caste to gain fundamental rights. He also believed that only providing them lawful rights will not be enough, as the governing bodies were around upper caste officers only. Hence, he urged the citizens of scheduled castes to join the government, as well as the civil services, and establish a lawful living. This is why the Constituent Assembly had a huge task before them. India was comprising of different communities, speaking different languages, having different religions, and coming from distinct cultures. Along with this, when Constitution was being written, India was dealing with the partition of the country into India and Pakistan. Some of the princely states remained undecided about their future, and the socio-economic condition of the country was going through a dreadful phase. The members of Constituent Assembly took a careful consideration of these factors and gave India a visionary document that reflects a respect for maintaining diversity while preserving national unity. The final document also reflects their concern for eradicating poverty through socio-economic reforms, as well as emphasizing the crucial role that the people can play in choosing their representatives.